everyone, welcome back to the Said With Love YouTube channel. I'm Anne Boundy and we are doing month 8 of the Barn Star Sampler So Long. Been waiting to get to this one. This one's called the Farmer's Star, and as I mentioned briefly last month when I did my reveal, we actually live on a farm. Well, we live on the country property that used to have all of the farm. Other people farm the actual acreage these days, but we have cute little lammies being born just in the little paddock next to us, so we've been loving watching them and all their antics. I think if you check out my husband's Instagram channel, which I'll put a link to that in the caption below, he did some cute little videos of the little lambs the other day. Anyway, back to month 8. So month 8 is this block, the Farmer's Star, and Shelley in her book has got it front and center in her sampler block on the cover of her fantastic book. By the way, the link in the caption below has all the details about the sew along that we're doing at the moment with in conjunction with the Fat Quarter Shop, and how to get Shelley's fantastic book. There is this sampler one in it, obviously, but there are also quite a few other quilts that she has got instructions for in this book, and a few people in our Sew Along Facebook group are actually doing the other quilts, which is fantastic. So let's get to this block. Got lots of things to show you, the fabric pool, and then a few tips and tricks of how I'm going to sort of tweak a little bit the construction. You know how I like to make things a little easier for myself, so let's get to it. And I'm going to do obviously 2 blocks and 2 different fabrics, but my first block that I'm going to show you on the first fabric pool, I'm only going to do 2 colours, so plus the background, so 3. So 1 for the background, 1 for all of these colours, and a separate one for the centre bit. So it's going to look quite different than the layout of the block in the book. So here are my 2 fabrics that I'm going to use. My Drippy Rose in this fantastic pinky purple, and my favourite raccoons. I've just decided, what the heck, why not go for my 2 favourite fabrics of all time and put them in the one block. And then of course we've got my standard grey, light pale grey background. So this one is going to look pretty, how shall we put it, bright. Can't wait to show you what it looks like. I'm going to be using this stunning dragonfly print, and I'm going to try and fussy cut as much of that dragonfly in the center as possible. So I'm going to be doing pinks and greens for this block. So that's going to be the central block. Just around the center square, I'm going to sort of do some fussy cutting, and I'll try and get some of the greens to yellows or maybe pinks. I haven't quite 100% decided, but whatever's going to look good around my butterfly. For the sort of the central square, for want of a better word, the corner blocks around that center, I'm going to use my little bear print in the green. So this sort of picks up the greens from the butterfly print. And then for the chevrons that come in from the top, I'm going to cut out the center part of this Parisville Deja Vu fabric, because again, I just love these pinks, and it's got different other colors in there as well as some green. I'm not sure too much green will actually show, but that's what I'm going to use for the chevrons at the top. So this is sort of how it's going to be looking, I suppose, with my little butterfly then in the center. And then I'm still going to keep using my same grey background just to sort of calm things down. And because I got Nightshade Deja Vu arrived this week, I'm going to use this pink for the little blocks in the corner. So I think they're green on Shelley's cover quilt. I'm going to use the bright pink in those corners. I'm thinking this could be yet another quite bright block. I'm thinking this quilt's going to be, we're going to need a pair of sunglasses to actually look at it, I think. But anyway, I'm going to go and cut those and see how I go. Now I've done my cutting and they're looking fantastic. I have tweaked the cutting instructions for this block because I wanted to do my 4 at a time flying geese using my block lock ruler, and I also wanted to use the fat quarter shot square and a square foundation paper. So I've had to tweak my cutting a little bit, and as I said, I've just got the 2 fabrics, so here I am ready to start my sewing. Oh, and I couldn't resist. I had to fussy cut my raccoon for the center of that square and a square. Hopefully he'll look good. So let me get started with my sewing. So here I've got everything cut out for my second Farmer's Star block, and loving this pink from Nightshade Deja Vu. Just going to look awesome. So I did a bit of sort of fussy cutting for my chevron pieces. I did a little bit of fussy cutting. I changed my mind. I didn't use the dragonfly. I used the beautiful flowers, so they'll sort of be centered in that block. And I also changed my mind about, and that's what fun is of being a quilter, isn't it? I changed my mind and I'm using this lovely fairy dust print around the square and a square in the corner, in the middle as well. So I think all of that's ready to go, so I can start creating my 2 blocks. And here is our corner unit. Now, as I said, I'm doing things slightly differently, and I'm using the same fabric in all of these positions, but the pattern in the book is slightly different. So if you're going to follow the pattern as it is, you'd have some different colours in here. But I've got my corners all done and they're looking very bright. So, and as I said, I've used the Fat Quarter Shop square and a square template for this, and I've put my little raccoon sort of almost centered. Did chop his tail off a little bit, but that's fine. He's going to look very cute for the center. And the side unit. I love my little side unit. I've had to do it, didn't I? I've tried to get all of my raccoons looking the correct way. We'll see how I've gone. But this side unit's made up of one of these house blocks and flying geese unit, and I think he's looking cute. So how things are going to go together. Corner units. Side units. And boy, is this block gonna be bright. I had forgotten how bright that orange dot is in the painted rose. Well, that's going to be a bit of fun, isn't it? Can't wait to show you the full finished block at the end of the month.